Hey, it's Peet Reet on location at the Riverbend Inn and Vineyard in Niagara-On-the-Lake. And,
Beautiful here.
I'm enjoying some of my
wine.
Yeah, they have some of the best cab around.
I don't know what I'm drinking, but I'm taking a bottle home.
It's white. It's wine, and it's delicious, right?
It's amazing.
Well, I thought, if we're going to sit here at a beautiful winery in an amazing room, and actually you can stay here. The rooms are magnificent.
Gorgeous.
The grounds are beautiful. I thought, why not invite some people up from Nashville, right?
Yeah.
Some players.
Because they can appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
So then it came to mind, why not Blake and Brian Nutter? And look,
And
they're
here.
here!
We invited them and they said, hell yeah.
We'd like to be here.
Magic.
I already almost finished my wine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fast.
Cheers. And thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So what brings you to town?
We are here to do a benefit for a local Catholic high school.
Lakeshore.
And
Lakeshore Catholic.
yeah, we're really looking forward to doing the gig. It's going to be so much fun. They just built this whole new auditorium sort of
Performing arts
yeah.
center.
And it's gorgeous. It really is.
It's magnificent. I mean, good God, if I would have had this whenever I was in high school, I never would have left that room.
You and me both.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
That's amazing. But I'm good on you for coming up to do it. I mean,
Oh.
a lot of people wouldn't, take the time.
Well, I mean, what's not to like about coming up here? I mean,
I've never been, so that was a good reason.
yeah.
You've never been to Canada?
Yeah.
Never been here, y'all.
No? Originally from South Carolina, West Virginia here.
Yes. Yeah, total hillbilly. But I have been in this area several times. Yeah, I think I have the most passport stamps for Canada.
Is that right?
Yeah, I'm practically like honorary Canadian. at
Have
this
you been
point.
here in the winter?
Oh, yes. I've been in Winnipeg in the
heard
winter.
bad-
Oh, that's the worst. That's the
That
worst.
hurts.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, so I feel like I'm truly honorary Canadian
There you
just
go.
for that alone.
Well, we will make you one.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yes. Now you guys got a great story. Let's start with you, okay? How do we get into music? I hear you were pretty young.
I was.
She's pretty young now.
I still am.
Yes, she is.
I started writing songs when I was 8 years old, and
Like what kind of songs?
like depressing songs.
Oh,
Like,
great.
Because when you're 8 years old and you're writing songs, it's because your parents are fighting in the other room and you're like, oh,
Sad.
yeah, or because you're being bullied in school and that's your
not
outlet.
true. They sounded like Disney
Although there
soundtrack
were some that
songs.
sound,
Did they?
yeah, but I mean but they were still depressing. Like if you actually listen to the lyrics, they're kind of depressing.
So it was a
But
way
they
to get
sound
something off your chest, get it out, right?
Like a diary, but
Yeah.
that was kind of how it came out. And so I did that since I was 8 years old, and I started recording some songs with a friend who played the piano really well. And really well. Like he's so talented. And so we started collaborating, and then it almost kind of came into these demos that we didn't know were gonna be demos. And my mom was a flight attendant, and so we had another flight attendant staying at our house, kind of like they would alternate schedules once my parents got divorced. And she, the other flight attendant, my Aunt Debbie, would listen to my music, and she was like, oh my gosh, you got such great stuff. And my mom was like, yeah, she's all right,
like a typical mom, right? Never good enough.
Right, like, no, she doesn't need to pursue music, though. She needs to go to college. And which is good, but so Debbie was like, no, I think she's got something. And so she signs me up for this thing in Atlanta, one of those like competition things that you go to and stand in line, and then they listen to your stuff. It was like back in the day. I don't even know if they still do those kinds of things, like a big convention where you stand in line and
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
and they started listening to so my mom finds out about this and has to take me, and my dad was like, sorry, but so she takes me, my mom takes me there, and it ends up being like all these people, I get all these people's attention, and they loved my songs, and they were terrible songs at the time, but they did like them.
I bet you could resurrect them now. I bet you could.
I bet you could.
Maybe.
Do you don't want to?
I don't think I want to.
Sing us a couple of lines.
No. But it was kind of cool. So then my mom finally kind of jumped on board, and she was like, okay, I guess you're all right. Maybe you don't have to go to college. She still made me go to college, but yeah, I dropped out.
Yeah.
The other ambition.
Yes. I had other plans.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was me, 8-ish, years old, and then 15 I started performing out restaurants. It was always like local Mexican restaurants. Like I loved Mexican food, so that's kind of always where I ended up. And they play their music really loud in there, so I loved it because you can like play and people can be like, they need to turn it down, and they're just like, no.
You're going to listen to this.
They're like, I'm here.
Yeah. Hello. So yeah, that was what I did for most of high school. That's kind of how I made my money. And then I moved to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and did a theater there, a 50s and 60s show for a year. And then I was like, if I don't move to Nashville, I'm not ever going to move there.
Right.
And so I was halfway there from South Carolina, so I was like, I'm just going to go. And I went, and within the first year, I got a publishing deal and started writing songs for them. And
At how old?
oh gosh, I was
19.
20.
Yeah, 20.
Just turned 20, yeah. And yeah, that was pretty much me. And then I met this guy.
Ah. So Brian just walked. So what happened? You just bang into each other?
Sort of.
What an interesting choice of words.
I didn't want to get into detail, but let's get right to the story, Brian.
And then we had a little girl.
Yeah.
So we met at she did a writer's round. So in Nashville, you do these like, songwriters will get together and they'll play their own songs. I was doing a sort of like a tribute night to another rock act called King's X. So I got there, I'm a Boy Scout, so I always get there early for the gig. And I walk in, and there's girl, this lovely creature in the middle, and then a guy. So I asked all my buddies, and I was like, all right, dude, who is the girl in the middle? And they were like, we don't know. I was like, I tell you what, you give me like 3 minutes after they're done, and I will tell you exactly who she is. And so
super arrogant.
they get done. I knock everybody out of the way to get to her, and I'm like,
Hang on. What was the line? I want to hear what the line
I
was.
don't remember. I told you my memory is awful.
it was no,
Yeah.
there was no line. But you
was
know,
terrible.
I'm
It was
I'm
awful.
looking great, like as I'm
Yeah.
moving everybody out the way, and I
Smelling
get to her,
good,
and I'm
everything. I'm Brian.
And I was just trying to close my tab to get out of there, and so he's just like tapping me on the shoulder, and I'm sitting there trying to get the bartender's attention, which you can never do when you're a female and there's a female bartender and there's a bunch of dudes like tipping her. So I was like, come on, just I gotta get out of here. I think I had like I had another date to go to.
You did?
I
Wow.
had a date. I was
Which
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to hold you guys there because I
Yeah.
want to find out more about that.
We want to find out about the
Yeah.
other date.
Yeah, so
humiliating.
we're going to take a quick break on the Peet Reet Show, and we'll be back with Brian and Blake Nutter.
It's Peet Reet here having a great time at the River Bend
We are.
in Niagara-On-the-Lake. We're having a blast with Blake and Brian Nutter. And we left off with you telling a story about him coming up to you and
Not being
the
able to
date.
speak English.
Yeah, and the date that you were going on. So elaborate.
Oh, good. You guys are good interviewers because that's
You forgot?
crazy that I mentioned that. Yeah, so he came up to me and I was rushing to get out, so I'm trying to get the bartender's attention and finally get her attention and close out, and he's talking to me and I have no clue that he's trying to get
Swooning over you. He's like swooning over you.
I had no clue. He was really terrible at it, and so I was like,
I have zero game.
he has no game. And so
That's the best,
I guess
though.
normally he doesn't need to have game because
Yeah.
he's pretty cute and he's got the goods. So it was like he probably didn't need to be, but I was so focused on getting out of there that I was just like, yeah, whatever, okay, hi. And then he's like, we should write together sometime. And I'm like, yeah, cool. Here's my email, my phone number. I give him all the info, which you don't do when you think someone's hitting on you either. Here's how to reach me in every way. Ever.
So
Here's my address.
Why did you give that to him? Just because he mentioned music?
Yeah, because I was like, okay,
This
I'd
is a
love
chance.
to write with you.
So for my buddies, I held up on my end of the bargain by saying, give me 3 minutes after she's done, and I'll give you all the information.
But it was really, yeah.
So you look good,
he did.
Oh,
but you
look
didn't
like
work for
look
it.
like
I got straight the information. I even have her
Total
home address.
blew it on the other side.
Yeah.
Well, so I end up going, I end up leaving and going to this other place to meet this guy that I was semi-dating kind of. Is it semi or semi? I don't even.
Oh, it's whatever you want it to
Whatever.
be. On the Peet Reet Show, whatever.
Okay.
Who, oddly enough, looked just like Johnny from The Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
So we call him
okay.
Cobra Kai.
Yeah. So who is, and now I know
Yeah,
the guy.
wonderful
He's
guy,
a
yeah.
sweet guy. And I
Yeah.
really, really like him. But he at the time looked just like Johnny from The Karate Kid. So much so that I referred to him as Cobra Kai.
So anyways, so I'm at this place
Sorry, Glenn.
and so yeah.
Poor Glenn. Just cut
Yeah.
trash.
And he's even now his name's out there too. Okay, so we get to this. I'm at this place with this guy, and he's texting me, and he goes, "Where are you?" And that's like the first time anybody's ever gotten my phone number and like immediately text messages me. So I'm thinking, or I said, Winners, and I've never really gone to Winners before, but he was just like, Winners, and so he's like, on my way there, and I'm like,
Uh-oh.
oh, well, so I thought
Yeah.
he meant like, because this is how dense I was or am, I guess. I want to say was. And then,
We'll go with was.
yeah,
Yeah, was.
is better. So I'm like, cool, he's on his way here. Didn't even say anything to my date or whatever, just thinking that he was already headed that way. And then he gets there, and I guess,
I got there and all of I saw a few musician buddies and they were like, "What are you doing here?"
he never goes to places like that.
And I
that
was
are
like, "Oh,
touristy.
well, I'm here to." There's this beautiful blonde girl I just met. And I mean, she's absolutely stunning, and she told me she was here. And my buddies look around and go, "Oh, you mean that girl right there with the other guy?" And my response was, "Yeah."
Well, so he comes over, and I'm like, Brian, I just met Brian over at my writer's night, and like, aren't you guys happy to meet? And you know, Brian's like, oh, hey, nice to meet you, whatever. And so I'm like, okay, still didn't get it, like, still thinking, okay, we're gonna write together soon. And Glenn's like, oh, cool. I don't think Glenn got it either, really.
Yeah.
Obviously
Probably a good
not.
thing.
No, he was all like, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
And then, so then we I don't remember if I left or, yeah, I think you left.
I
don't
left out
know,
of
yeah.
pure humiliation.
He thought he
Yeah.
told
Tail
me
between his legs.
Yeah,
He told me that he was like, he told me later, he's like, I thought you were the meanest person in the world.
Yeah, because you didn't leave your boyfriend and go with him.
Yeah.
Right. Well, so I don't even think he said bye or anything, like he just left. And so then the next day, I don't know.
Scurried off into the shower.
So the next day I get this text, this text from him. It's so long. It's like a novel text message, and it was just like, hey, sorry to run out last night or whatever. Been online, been listening to all your music, and I thought your stuff sounded really great.
Now, did you mean that, Brian?
I did.
Okay, good.
I
Yeah,
really
he was
did.
like, I went and listened to everything, and he was like, I really like that, and I would really love to write with you, but I would love to hang out with you, preferably this time without another dude. And I was like,
Oh.
are you flirting with me? I still was like, I had to ask.
Seriously?
Yeah, because I think at this point, I think I'm just dumb. So then, like, because I don't know,
My
he tells
response
me
to
I'm
that
really
was,
bad at. He's like, I've been trying to flirt with you for like for a really long time. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Once you tell stories, sometimes they don't sound as funny. Like you think they're funny and then it's not, but it's cute.
I find it interesting. All right.
Yes, it's cute.
And then after that, it flourished.
I
And
feel like
really did.
that commercial
It
where I want
really
to look at
did.
you guys and go, laugh
Yeah.
harder.
Yeah, yeah.
Laugh harder.
Where's the soundtrack?
no, we'll put Phil in after. Don't worry, it'll be great.
It's hilarious.
In post, it'll be fun.
I'm a hoot.
So you started working together,
Yeah.
writing.
Oh yeah, we dated.
Then we started dating.
And
Which came first?
The writing or the dating?
No, the dating.
Dating.
Yeah.
We
The
never,
dating,
we
absolutely.
didn't actually ever write together. It was so disappointing. No, but we didn't. Yeah, we just dated, and I kept dating like a bunch of people at the same time as I was dating him, and told him that. I was just like, because I kept ending up dating the same kind of guys over and over, and he was really different. But I was just like, I'm not ending up in the same relationship again. So I was like, I'm just gonna date around. He's like, cool. And then I was.
I think it's great.
He's like, I love this idea.
Thanks,
Now-
honey.
Yeah. So then, but then I ended up
in
being
all
the
those
one.
other guys' defense, Cobra Kai was not like them.
Yeah.
No, he was very
He was a really nice guy.
So Glenn's a great guy.
Yes,
Glenn, you are a
Glenn,
great
you're
guy.
fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fabulous,
he was a good
Glenn.
dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does he
Well,
got a
but
girl
you-
now? Poor Glenn?
I don't know.
I don't know. He moved. So
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He moved away because you left him.
My God. Glenn, we're feeling for you, buddy.
Yeah.
All
He
right.
helped me move before he moved, though.
Yeah.
You were out of town.
I was in Australia.
He knew, though. But anyways, so I feel like this has gone on too long. Sorry.
We're gonna hold it. We're gonna hold
Probably
it there.
the
We're gonna
wine.
come back.
Oh my God.
With
This
more
story can't go on
stories.
anymore.
Yeah. A lot more stories. As you can see, we're getting right into the heart of everything that's going on here. More to come on the Peet and Reet Show. Stay tuned. You mean truth serum? We are having a blast. We're having a blast even when we go to break, right?
I know.
With Brian and Blake. I think we should be recording all the time.
Yeah, exactly. The outtakes.
The
Are the
breaks
best.
may be more fun.
Yeah, and we learn all the secrets that we can't talk about on the
Yes.
air. Unfortunately, we can't. Now, listen, we're at the Riverbend Inn in Niagara-On-the-Lake. What do you think of it? You've had-
It's wonderful. I mean, evidently, I guess this was an
This was.
asylum
yeah.
at one point. And man,
But not now.
It's
if you're gonna be nuts,
If we're
this
here,
is
it
the
must
place
be.
to be.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
For real.
The room is
We
really
all
nice.
are right now.
Yeah.
It's all good.
You know, we're in a bedroom.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Beautiful property, beautiful. I did not know, and I live here, I did not know they had these gorgeous rooms. They have a side house. They've got beautiful vineyards all
I know
the way
I'm
around.
coming back. I'm
yeah.
renting a room.
This
Oh,
is
yeah.
going to be our place to hang out. When you guys are in town, we'll be hanging out here.
Yeah, there you
Feel,
go.
right?
Yeah.
Everybody's a little crazy.
Yeah.
Now, you've just been like music head all your life. Not, I mean, bikes and stuff and cars and everything, but music's where it's been. And
From birth. That's
Yeah.
all I've ever known. My dad played pedal steel guitar in a country band, and honestly, from the time I was born until I was about 12. And then I started playing guitar then, and because, you're coming into your teenage years, you don't want to listen to the same stuff your mom and dad do. So at that point, I found Ozzy.
that takes you out of your
Black
roots. That
Sabbath.
takes you way out of your roots.
That's
I'm,
way.
I'm such a Black Sabbath fan.
too.
You have no idea. The first song that I ever found was Crazy Train, and I had never heard anything like that. The guitar was so sinister. I'd been around so many electric guitars my entire life, but not a single one had ever made that noise. And I was even more depressed to find out that the guy that made that sound, Randy Rhoads, had died like the year prior.
Yeah.
So then that sent me, even as a early teen, into the rabbit hole of, oh my God, where does all this come from? And then I was a devout metalhead, and still am. It's
You have all the
so-
T-shirts and all that.
I mean, I actually got to watch. I went to an Ozzy show, and I never got to see him live ever. And I went to an Ozzy show in Sydney, Australia, several years ago, and was sitting on a road case, stage left, Zakk Wylde's side, and just dumbfounded because I'm here.
Yeah.
And then the next thing I know, here is Sharon and Kelly, right beside me.
Oh my gosh.
Now I'm just like,
Say hello.
It was almost like meeting your wife.
what do I do? Oh, totally.
You seem to do that a lot.
You have no idea.
No, it doesn't feel special.
So yeah, I mean, I grew up playing rock and roll as a player. Grew up as a kid listening to really hardcore country stuff. Big still to this day massive Buck Owens, Merle Haggard fan, that California country kind of stuff.
Right.
Flying Burrito Brothers.
Eagles?
Poco, of course, the
Yeah,
Eagles.
Poco, I loved
them. Joe Walsh is a big reason why I play electric guitar. Even got to tell him that one time. I'm not going to tell you what he actually said to me whenever I told him that. But it couldn't have been even. It was the most perfect Joe Walsh thing he ever could have said to me. But
That's mean.
well, still. So, but
Just saying.
Yeah. Then grew up playing rock and heavy metal, and throughout the course of my career, have become friends with a lot of those folks.
Right.
That I once looked up to, and now are true buddies.
Isn't that great though?
Oh.
That they didn't go, kid, whatever.
Yeah, oh, totally. That were more along the lines of, oh, well, right on. Here, we'll
Do
we
something.
have real
Yeah.
real discussions with you, and it was the greatest thing ever.
And
So-
to share,
amazing.
right? They shared, and they
Yeah.
weren't afraid to say, "Hey, you might take my spot." No, hey, learn this and learn that,
Totally.
and
Yeah,
take a piss.
it was the best ever. So I've had a pretty remarkable opportunity there
But then you come full circle back to country. How come?
Well, I ended up in Los Angeles doing sessions out there, playing and singing, on random things, and then even being a recording engineer, doing stuff for audio for film or audio for animation, and then moved to Nashville because it was closer to West Virginia.
Yeah.
I could still work professionally, and so I was closer to home, and by that point, a lot of LA was moving to Nashville. So here I was, and a lot of my buddies were now in Nashville. So
What years were that?
that would have been
80s?
early 2000 actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm saying 80s. I'm dating myself. Because back then there was a country change.
baby.
Yeah. Sorry.
I love-
Baby.
Yeah. So I was. Yeah. It would have been mid 90s. I was in LA.
Yeah.
So ended up in Nashville in about 2000, and so I moved there originally to make guitars, because while I was in LA, I had sort of learned that craft from the guys at the Fender Custom Shop, from discussions I had with guys like Don Grosh or Tom Anderson, and moved to Nashville to make guitars, and got there and realized no one knows who I am. So until I can get people to know who I am, I gotta eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll go back to doing what I know, and so I started playing gigs, started teching for a brand new country artist at the time, solo guy, Australian guy that nobody knew, named Keith Urban.
Yeah.
Well, in 2000, nobody knew.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I went out for about 5 or 6 months, and he and I evidently had like a long West Virginia connection, like guys that had worked for him in the past, guys that were on the sound crew or ended up being in the band, and even up to the music director now, Jerry Flowers, who is also from West Virginia. We all come from that same sort of like class of guys that grew up playing clubs in Charleston in the late 80s. So started playing gigs, and then went through playing with artists like Lone Star to Taylor Swift, and then being in Keith's band for about 8 years.
Very nice. Very nice.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
And what's great is you're giving back right now. You talk about artists and musicians helping you out.
Oh.
You're giving back now by going to Lakeshore, right?
Yeah.
Right? And the
Yeah.
high school there, and that's fabulous.
We talked to
and
those
giving
kids.
of your time.
We
right?
talked to those kids today, and we got a lot of
Yeah.
tremendous questions.
Questions where it was like, I feel dumb because I don't think I know the answer to that.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to this, or other
We'll
questions
try.
that were like, I'm going to have to give you a very real answer that's probably going to take the stars out of your eyes, but will give you some serious insight.
Because the music business is a business. It's
Yeah.
not.
It's tough.
glitz and glamour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's exactly.
And it's a lot of work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
music business, not music friends.
Yeah.
It's
Although I would say, and because being a lot of the time I was a country radio host, and they were the easiest people by far to get
without
along with,
doubt.
more wholesome. There was no lines. You couldn't do this. You couldn't say that. And if you want to get an interview, you got it like that. So I mean,
Sure.
way more wholesome
It's
people.
real easy to talk to people that are southern like this.
Yeah, I think you're all right. We're going to take a break, and we're going to find out a great honeymoon story that might involve Keith Urban. We'll find out when we come back on the Peet and Reet Show.
It's Peet and Reet here at the Riverbend Inn in Niagara-on-the-Lake, having a great time.
Yeah, having a really good time.
With Blake and Brian Nutter. And you guys actually are on a tour right now.
we're doing a handful of shows currently.
Yeah, we're about to start another. We did a home invasion tour in.
I watched some of it and looked
Yeah.
hilarious.
it was fun.
Well, you weren't there. It was work. My bad. But it's the wine. So, no, but we are actually continuing that. June, we're doing like a week. But we're taking our daughter along,
Cool.
Eris, so that's going to be a little more challenging.
Yeah,
I'm dragging my
2000
mom along too.
2015 was 60,000 miles and 180 shows
Wow.
in living rooms across the United States. We were supposed to come up here. We got stopped at the border because we had our little dog with us, and evidently
She's an American dog.
that was what the border
Yeah.
agent told
Not
us.
vaccinated?
We didn't have all the right papers.
Ah, there you
Yeah.
go.
So
yeah.
we were supposed to do 2 gigs up here, but
Sorry, Laura.
I know, I'm so sorry. So
She'll be there tomorrow, though.
we ended up doing this whole tour, and then Eris, our little girl, comes along. So we've taken.
He always acts like it's a surprise. We planned her.
Tell the truth, Brian.
Like, he'll be talking about it, he'll be like, and then she got pregnant. And
I
I'm like,
planned it.
he tried.
I was trying. So
So there's that.
Doing your hardest.
I was giving it my best.
Now you're getting personal, Reed.
I mean, come on, you guys would if you could.
As our crew back there looks on.
Yeah. They're like, what?
Wait.
So, we since she's been born, and during the course of the pregnancy, we sort of took time away from the road, and now we're just getting back into everything. So she's now she's to the age that we can take her on the road. And
Do you hope that she's going to be a musician too?
absolutely not.
But I
Why
think
does
she
everybody
might
say
because
that?
She dances to everything.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I just spit all over myself, but she dances to everything. I think she's gonna have a love for music, but I think she's gonna be so smart. She's just
Yeah, we want her
she
to
doesn't
be-
sleep ever.
We want her to be, if she's in the music business, we want her to be like
Happy.
way higher up.
Oh,
than-
yeah.
Conductor of a symphony orchestra.
Hey, hold it. Time out.
manager.
You guys are on your way up. What are you talking
No,
about?
but if you think of the
No,
music
like a
business,
manager.
Yeah.
even the
Yeah.
highest artist is here. The people that are high up
Like the head
are
of a
deep
record
behind.
label.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm
Business-wise,
saying?
yeah.
We want her back there.
Business
Yeah.
degree.
Yeah.
Make it, yeah.
Entertainment.
Right.
Ah.
Yeah.
So we want her to
See-
be.
Yeah, Madonna
In it.
here, like Urban
String pullers
Azoff,
up there, yeah.
like,
Yeah.
way up
Yeah,
here.
there.
Yeah.
I get you.
You know, I always told my kids, whatever you want to be, it's going to make you happy. And I seriously mean this. If they wanted to sling garbage in the back of a truck and you're happy, I'm there.
That is
I'm
that is the absolute
Yeah.
truth.
That's all you can hope for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Happy, healthy, and that's all you
Yes.
can hope for.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. But
So-
she'll probably end up,
I want to go back just a little bit before
Okay.
baby came along. I hope baby came along. I'm not sure how this works. But anyways, Keith
You
Urban.
don't know how the babies come
No,
along.
not in their case. No, I didn't mean that. I mean, just it was baby first. Or, I don't. Let's not even go there, okay? The wine is starting to get to me.
it's good here.
It happens.
Yeah. Keith did a really nice thing for you guys. Keith Urban,
He
Keith's
Keith
done a lot of nice things.
and he's a
Yeah.
super really nice guy, just
Yeah.
like you'd think he'd be,
Keith
right?
did a lot of nice things for me. But this was particularly Keith and Nicole, both of them. And I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this, but I will anyway. So we were married May 31st of 2014, and Keith was kind enough to sing our first dance at our wedding.
What did he sing?
He sang a Brian Adams song.
It's my favorite
Really?
song ever.
Oh, that's crazy, Brian
Which
Adams.
song?
Yeah.
Everything I Do.
Oh, it's
Oh.
my favorite song
Yeah.
ever.
And it was awesome. And he
He
even
did
had
a wonderful job.
while she's getting ready, he even pulls me aside and he was like, "It'd be great is if you had a wireless mic in your back pocket." And whenever it gets to that, yeah, I'd die for you, that four
Yeah.
minor,
Yeah.
he said, if you pulled the mic out and said, "You know it's true."
Oh my gosh.
And I
Did you
did.
cry?
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like
So
surprised.
And
And
that was
angry at the same time.
That was a Saturday. The following, that entire next week, we had rehearsals to go to Australia for tour. So, like, 2 days later, we were playing Titan Stadium in Nashville for CMA Fest, and he pulls me aside and said, "Hey, man, I would love, Nicole and I would like to fly Blake to Sydney."
Because you didn't have a honeymoon.
Yeah.
We saved
for
all
our
our money
honeymoon.
for our album, and that was like kind of where it all went.
And it was a very, very, very sweet.
That's a
thing.
beautiful thing.
It was.
we
Yeah.
had told, or he had
And
told
again,
me
I don't
before.
even know if I'm supposed to say this, but
Oh, you didn't.
How
But
can you
they're
not?
not.
How can you not mention something that
I
makes
mean,
him look
it's-
so
it's-
good?
it's
That's
my-
a sweet
Anyways,
man.
it's just between
It's so
us and our
genuine.
viewers. That's
the
it.
guy. I
He's
mean, he's
so
You keep a
truly
secret.
like my brother, and it meant a lot to me.
Absolutely.
And me.
Yes.
Oh, I loved it. I've written them like 18 thank you cards for all of the stuff that they've done for us, and my cat peed on the first one.
Did you send it?
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So I keep, every time I see Keith, I'm always like, oh my gosh, I wrote it, I swear, and he's like, okay, well, you know where to send it, and I'm like, okay, and then like the cat peed on it, and then the next time it's like we moved, and then I lost it. Like, I mean, it's just constant.
I
So.
put little cat footprints on every
like
card.
it's a comedy of errors.
We have
every
15
time.
cats, so there's pretty much a cat peeing on
Yeah,
something
we
at
have
any
a
given
chain.
moment.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
oh,
you
yeah,
have 16 cats.
yeah.
There's a cat peeing on something right now.
All the
Oh boy,
There'll
sounds
be
like.
so much everywhere.
Now I want to say something to you guys because I've been watching a lot of your stuff,
I'm
and
really sorry.
yeah, it was
need a hug.
no, it was tough. No, you guys are amazing.
Yeah,
Together,
really good.
I mean that sincerely, amazing. Your harmonies are beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And you know what?
That's really hard to pull
Yeah.
off with just two people on stage, right? It is.
I don't
It's
know.
a talent for sure.
I feel like we mesh well.
Your
we
voices definitely do.
Yeah.
And your style of playing. You better hope so. You married him,
Right?
You know?
Yeah, that's true. But that doesn't necessarily mean we would sound good together. I have
No.
friends whose
yeah.
whose husbands play guitar, and they're like, my husband cannot teach me guitar to save my life. But or we could never do that. Our first year of marriage, we went on the road. We were on the road 180 shows. I mean, 4 months straight.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was just like,
In my
I,
life.
if we make it through
I
this,
try and teach Pete how to play, but he only plays in the key of J.
I sing in the key of J. Can you guys do that?
Q, yes.
She can do it. We'll be able to sing duets together.
There you go.
I found somebody.
You guys mesh.
especially after some wine.
Oh yeah.
Key of anything. So what do you got planned? What's going on? How do they find you? How do they find your music?
Oh my gosh.
Well, we have some really cool stuff going on, but we can't even talk about it because it's confidential.
Oh my
That's
goodness! But
okay.
it's just a
But
Pete
where
and
do
Reet
they
show. It's
go
just
to
us and
find
them.
your stuff?
Where do they go to find
You can
our
find us
stuff?
on Facebook. You can look.
That
You
wine.
can look for the stuff that we do together under Unbreakable on Facebook, which is
Yes.
BRAKE on Facebook. You can also look for my guitar company on Facebook as well, or on the web. On Facebook, it's just look for Nutter Guitars. Nutter, for you Americans, it's just like the cookie. Only I'm not as sweet. But it's you can also look on the World Wide Web under www.
The interwebs.
Yes, the interwebs. Nutterguitars.com.
Beautiful.
We're on iTunes. Our first record is on iTunes.
So they got to go there and buy it.
Yes, it's called Hell of a Love Story.
Yes, buy it.
Yeah,
Please,
Buy it. Buy
Buy
it.
it. Because
we
we're
like
actually
that.
trying to fund the next album. So
And
that would
well,
be great.
yeah, that's what all
Yeah,
musicians
everything-
want to do, right?
Right? We're just trying to get to the next level.
Yeah.
Next step.
Yeah.
We have so many songs.
You will get there.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
so many
You will
songs
get
that
there.
we want to record
Yeah.
for a next record. And so, and it's just how it is.
Are y'all coming to the show?
Yeah.
Yes.
Put you on the
come on.
spot.
Of course we're gonna be there.
They're like, yeah.
So are we.
Surprise!
And we're having
Are
dinner
you
with the
bringing
crew.
The wine?
Well, you know where we're getting it from, right? I don't know if we'll be able to sing after. I'll be able to keep singing the key of J with a little more of this wine, right?
After this is going to be like out there for people to see, and I
It's a
don't
good
know how
thing
I
no
feel
one's
about it.
driving here, though, right? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
we got the crew to drive us home.
There you go.
Do we have limousines tonight? No, we don't have limousines tonight.
can
right?
get them.
Yeah, so. You know what? I hate to warn you guys of this, but we are coming to Nashville, so we're coming down to see
yeah,
you down there,
heck
okay?
well, you can just stay at our ranch.
Say when.
And then you're coming to my cottage.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Say
really want
when.
to do that.
Right?
That'd be a good-
Say when.
Are you going to bring the wine?
Absolutely. And my family, none of them shut up. So just warning you, we all sing and we'll all sit around
Oh
all
my
night
gosh,
long.
and he will just play and play and play, and
I'll
like
play
we'll just
guitar.
all do like, oh gosh,
Till
should we go
sunrise?
bonfire?
My- well, you'd have to till
Yeah.
sunrise. He
I'm not
knows.
sleeping.
He's been
I'm
there.
not sleeping at the top of the cottage, though.
I will play guitar. You guys sing your ass off.
Oh, yeah.
and it'll be great.
It's a
Can you
date.
say-
Yeah, you can.
It's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Guys, listen. Thank you so
It's
much for
been such a
stopping
pleasure.
Thank
by.
you so much.
So
And
great.
we wish you
So
all the
great.
best. Would you guys like kind of sing us out at the end
Yes.
here? I mean, I love Unbreakable. Love on You. I mean, if you could do it.
Why that one? It's dirty.
But I just love the sound of it. I really do.
No, you just like it because it's
Pick
dirty. What
whatever
if we
you
did
want.
one? What if we did one called "Bring On the Moonshine"?
All right.
Okay.
We really
All
like
right.
that
Do
one.
it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Do it.
Do we have to do the whole thing?
No, let's toast before you do it.
Just a verse or a chorus, whatever.
Let's toast to you guys
All right.
Thanks
all your
so much.
successes.
Big blast, guys.
Thank
and to you guys out there. We'll see you next time on the Peet and Reet Show. Go ahead, guys. Sing us out of here.
Let's just do the chorus.
Okay, go ahead. You pick the
Baby,
key.
bring on the moonshine. Wanna bask in the starlight. The sun's setting and it's high time. So baby, bring on the moonshine. Yeah, I'm talking about some all night. Feeling good, feeling alright. Like we'll never see the daylight. Baby, bring on the moonshine.
All right.
That's awesome.
Perfect.
There's 2 choruses, so I was like, is he gonna keep going?
Oh, yeah.
She wasn't remembering the words, so keep on keeping. That was great, guys.
That was great. Thank you guys.
No, thank you for coming.
Ever. You guys should be on TV.
Well, that's we hope.
That's
the idea.
Yeah, that's the whole idea here, right?
Yep.
Moving on up, moving on, moving on up.
You know what? I'll tell you what. You know what we want to do?
Yeah, I know.
We want to do it on our own.
That's
God, yeah, see,
not good unless you do it on
Yeah.
your own.
Yeah.
Sometimes the
That was exactly